I want a clean double.
I'm sorry, I thought there was enough music for 3. I mean, wouldn't it be better if we all did a triple?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hardest dance moves. For this list, we'll be looking at the most complex maneuvers from all genres of dance. Which of these moves is your favorite? Make sure to stretch and then leave us a comment below. Number 10. Paddle and roll. Some people think that tap dancing is easy and involves nothing more than stomping around with special shoes on. But they couldn't be more wrong. It's actually much harder than it looks. Look no further than the paddle and roll to see what we mean. When done slowly, it looks like some basic heel digs, taps, and front foot slaps. In other words, nothing too complicated.
All my weight is down, my waist on the left side. I'm gonna go dig to the floor. I unlock my knee, spank, step, and then a heel.
But then you see what it's supposed to look like at full speed, and easy is the last word that comes to mind. Also in this realm is the shuffle slap up changes. For both moves, the rhythm, syncopation, and speed present challenges to overcome.
Okay, make sure you get all those beats out. One more time. And they are your shuffle slap changes.
Number 9. Cabriole. This is just one of many difficult ballet moves. Imagine extending one leg out, then jumping into the air, bringing the other one up to it, and thus pushing it further up. Then, try to land back on your supporting limb in a steady manner.
Cabriole tendu plié, cabriole tendu plié, cabriole. Ah, tu vois, c'est pas évident.
As the natural tendency is to bring the initially elevated leg back down, perfecting this move is a whole lot harder than you may think. Once mastered, though, it's a truly beautiful sight.
I changed it a little. Could work.
You can also try to take on double cabrioles afterward if you're feeling bold. We can only assume they're twice as hard, but it's worth it. Number 8. Headspin. The headspin is most associated with breakdancing and b-boy culture, but the move has seemingly existed for decades, as evidenced by the 1933 film Wild Boys of the Road.
That much!
While some dance moves fool you into thinking they're simple at first glance, this one looks as hard as it is. For most of us, just standing on our heads is difficult to achieve, so the prospect of incorporating spinning is daunting, to put it mildly. The balance, core strength, and concentration needed to spin without falling over or getting ridiculously dizzy is endlessly impressive. Now imagine ending the move with a freeze, just because you can. Number 7. The monkey flip. The monkey flip is a move that most experienced breakdancers probably have in their arsenal. And while it's pretty standard and easy once you get it, the learning process can be intimidating.
Trust me, there's one hand on the floor. As long as you have that, you'll be safe, right? As long as you keep going back. Follow your hand.
Basically, you start by putting a hand on the ground behind you while crouched. You then use it to flip yourself onto a handstand and then back over onto your feet.
Right hand and jump. Cool. Now, from that point onwards, what we want to do next is we want to keep our body straighter.
It's definitely a great way to transition up from the floor, but throwing yourself backwards on one hand and trusting you won't come crashing down is a fear you have to overcome for this one.
Get comfortable with it. Make sure you clean up first, and then you're gonna execute it in front of people.
Number 6. Penché. The francophiles out there likely know that the word penché translates to bent over. And that's exactly what this ballet move entails. But as you probably guessed, there's a lot more to it than just that. Almost anyone can bend over, but doing so on one leg while the other is at a 90 to 180 degree angle is a whole other story.
You have to release the hips a little bit, send them away from you, elongate, right? Not here, and try and go down, send them backwards, and if you're in the center, look out.
As is often the case with ballet moves, the penché demands that the person executing it possesses balance, flexibility, power, and grace. In other words, it requires time and training.
And I mean, you could practice that over and over. So in the center, if you find that they're not quite working or your balance isn't quite right, taking it back to the bar and just using the pinky finger is the best way to regain it.
Number 5, grand adage. The grand adage doesn't just involve one move. That would be too easy. Instead, it employs a series of them during a selection of a ballet. It's part of a routine, often the pas de deux, in which you're required to make slow and deliberate movements with leg lifts in each direction. The dancer must be in complete control of their body at every stage, employing strength and balance to make the gestures appear smooth and seamless. To say the concentration and muscles required to pull this off don't come easily is a serious understatement. Number 4, flair. The flair can be seen in gymnastics as well as breakdancing, having found a perfect place in both worlds, though its spelling varies between them. Gymnasts can perform the move during floor routines, but the maneuver's true power is on display when they utilize the pommel horse. Watching their legs swing in circles never gets less mesmerizing.
This is a taller gymnast, just built for this event. He is so elegant.
The strength required to hold your torso up is one thing, but the constant swirling takes things up several notches. While breakdancers obviously don't use a pommel horse, they've created some amazing variations as well. Just take a look at the air flare. Number 3, grand jeté. When people think of the beauty and grace of ballet, they're likely to imagine dancers doing grand jetés. The move involves leaping off the ground, extending one leg in front with the other hovering parallel to the ground. As if doing the splits on the floor wasn't already hard enough, this move basically requires you to do one in the air.
We don't sweat on YouTube. Lisa, beautiful.
To get it right, one has to muster up enough height to be able to fully extend their legs, all while maintaining an upright and strong position with their torso. As they say in French, it's grand difficile.
Once you get more strength and build more muscles, you'll be able to make a bigger and higher grand jeté. So it takes a lot of practice and a lot of strength to make your position very high and correctly aligned.
Number 2, fouetté. Don't be fooled into thinking this is as easy as doing a simple spin or pirouette.
Fouettes are definitely all about the supporting side. So as you're fouetting, think of more of the supporting side rather than the working leg.
A fouetté is even harder, as it involves the dancer using their working leg and moving it in order to whip themselves around on each turn. Nailing the timing and balance is deceptively tricky, especially when you see someone like Sharon Weiner in Swan Lake. She's incredibly elegant and actually makes doing 32 of them in a row look easy. Yet, if you ask anyone who knows anything about ballet, they'll tell you that fouettés are not for the faint of heart. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Arabesque. With one leg on the ground, extend the other one behind you. The worm. Everyone from breakdancers to new husbands loves this tricky move.
Pretty funny, huh? Here, down, all right? So you want to exaggerate it. Here. That's your worm.
90. Be careful not to get too tangled up. En pointe. Just standing on the tips of your toes is hard, let alone dancing on them. Straight leg scorpion. Dealing with the titular creature seems easier than doing this ridiculous stretch maneuver.
She starts to walk her hands up that leg. It's coming up towards the back of her head. She's gonna reach over with her other hand on the outside, and as she starts to walk her hands down toward her knee, she's gonna extend fully and try to look straight up at that. Wow, I'm impressed.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. One-handed chair flare. A number of breakdancing moves begin on the ground and involve spinning your body. There's the windmill, in which your upper back generally maintains contact with the ground. There are also taisuke criticals, named after b-boy Taisuke, where he launches into the air, barrel rolls, and ends up back on two hands. But the one-handed chair flare undoubtedly reigns supreme in its complexity. You're essentially throwing yourself into the air with one arm and doing a 360-degree spin with your body before landing on that same limb. And try not to look absolutely terrified in the process. If you figure this move out, you can consider yourself a real pro.
You guys should be practice this first, then double from air chair, yeah. Please practice first.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.